All right, if you're like me, you have an Alesis Nitro Mesh drum kit, and you can have a lot of fun with this. It's cheap, it's a good entry-level kit into the e-drum world, and one of the coolest things about it is it has a USB port, and you just plug it into your Mac, and GarageBand finds it, and everything's fine, right? So you're banging on it in GarageBand, you have all the different kits you can choose from and all that, but fairly quickly you notice a problem, and the problem is with the hi-hat. So I bang on the hi-hat when it's open, I get that sound. I can stomp on it and I get that, and it has a closed sound. All good, right? Wrong. What you'll find is you find that there's a dead spot in the hi-hat, and so if I start banging on it when it's closed, and I start slowly lifting my foot, eventually I'm going to get to a dead spot right here, right? You can't see it, but my foot is still on the pedal, but it's in this dead spot. If I keep going, then it comes back. And this is really frustrating, right? Because you're playing along with a song or whatever, and your hi-hat drops out. I struggled with this problem for a long time, and I finally figured it out. Maybe it's obvious to people who've been doing this a while, but that wasn't me. What you need is you need to download a free utility called MIDI pipe. And you can find this just typing it into Google. Come to this site, download it, unzip it, run it, and you're going to get something that looks like this. What we're going to do with MIDI pipe is we're going to set up a pipe that's going to take the MIDI signal for the half-open hi-hat, and we're going to change it into something that GarageBand recognizes. Because the root cause here is that the note that is sent from the Alesis module with a half-open hi-hat is not a note GarageBand has a sample for it. What we need to do is we need to set up a pipe. And to do that, we're going to get a MIDI in. It's going to be our Alesis Nitro. We're going to add an A-list step. This is actually just to print things out. It's not strictly necessary, but it's good for an illustration. Then, this is the important part. You're going to come down here. You're going to find the one called Key Mapper, and you can just double-click or drag these over or whatever. Then we're going to do another A-list just so we can see again what's going on. We'll disable those just because they're extra messages. And finally, we're going to add another MIDI out. So what we'll do is configure this so it's MIDI pipe output 1. I don't pretend to know exactly what's going on with the outputs here, but this is the one that seems to work for me. Someday I'll probably understand it better. But what we can do with this is first, let's open our little debug windows here. Oops, I missed. Open our little debug windows. And what this lets us do is, this is going to show us what the messages are that are coming across the MIDI line. So if I hit the open hi-hat, I get an A sharp. We see that the first A list is showing us it's an A sharp in octave 3, and it's unchanged coming out. Stomp is G sharp, closed is F sharp, but if I bang on this, we're going to see that it's going to change to B. And B is the note that's not mapped. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to map that half open that doesn't exist. I'm going to map it to the hi-hat open sound. And to do that, we just come in here into the key mapper, and we see that the note in was a B in octave 1. Make sure you get the octave right. And the note we want to switch it to is an A sharp in octave 3, which I scrolled past. And now we have a pipe that's going to catch that B coming in and map it to an A sharp, which will cause the dead spot to go away because GarageBand now thinks the hi-hat's open again. So let's try that out. Closed, closed in, closed out. Right, but I'm going to start lifting my foot, and you're going to see a B in the top. But the B on the way in turns into an A sharp on the way out, which GarageBand recognizes as an open hi-hat, and now you get sound through the full range of motion of the hi-hat. That's really all there is to it. The real solution to this would be to find a GarageBand drum kit that has a half-open hi-hat sample and map to that. I don't know if they have those in the built-in kits. I haven't looked. If they do have them, I don't know how to get to them. This is just the bare bones way to step over it right now, and your hi-hat will at least not have a dead stone anymore. Good luck.